What a show. What a night.
Wow. Standing ovation. That was very nice.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
All right. Okay, tonight we have Mr. Jimmy Stewart with us. We have Jim Fowler with some... Oh, I'll tell you one thing he brought. Maybe you saw this on the news a few weeks ago. Where did they originally find this?
Miami, I think.
In Miami. There was a snake apparently living under someone's home. And they went down and brought this snake out. Been living under the person's house.
For a long time.
For a long time, apparently. It's about 20 feet long. And we have that snake here tonight.
I understand we're actually going to measure and get an official measurement.
We were going to. He got loose earlier, and we're trying to locate him now.
So
if you feel something going by, no. Okay, and of course, Jim is here, and Mr. Walt Neschert, who has been a kindly gentleman who's been coming here religiously, and the show has been running long, and Walt...
Well, he gets paid, doesn't he, whether he gets on or not?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
He does get paid.
It's a way to make a living, in a sense, if he came here often enough and just hung around.
That's right. We ought to try that sometime. How many of you have seen these things in the papers? I guess they're probably in most major cities. This is Los Angeles Times classified ads, and the Herald Examiner also has one. And it's called Notice of Unclaimed Personal Property. And it goes on for pages and pages. There got literally thousands of them. Must be 10, 15,000 names here. And
well, that would be very interesting to me.
Yes. It says Venezuela received over $90,631. It says over 1.2 million people are owed money. Now, apparently, this is money that the government is holding, an unclaimed property, the State Controller's Office. These include bank accounts, stocks, bonds, wages, all waiting to be claimed by the original owner. And they list all of these people, which I guess they do have to do by a record. And if it's not claimed, I guess it probably goes into the state's budget fund or something. Are you familiar with this?
No.
There are actually thousands and thousands of names. They cannot locate these people.
Did you check Carson?
Yeah, strangely enough, I did, just for the fun of it. Unfortunately, apparently, if you look at this, they really don't want people to claim this, because look at the size of the print of the names. This is smaller than a phone book. And to tell you the truth, it's a little... Can I borrow these?
Sure.
Because they're really small. Wow.
Try the bottom part.
Where's the bottom part?
Yeah.
Hello. How are you? I look like Wilford Brimley pushing that oatmeal. Gotta have a good breakfast. You're not farsighted or nearsighted, are you? You have some kind of strain.
I don't know whatever it is, but I got it.
All right, here's Angelito. Mr. Angelito here? Well, you see, I'm just reading. These are just the A's here. It goes on. These are all A's on this page. Mr. Anwalt? Come on.
Wait a minute.
Walter T. Anwalt? Yes, you see? Well, okay. Anyway, what we have done...
You wouldn't mind giving those back to me, would you?
Excuse me very much.
In case I have to leave the stage when the snake comes out.
Probably. We could read a lot of names here, but possibly nobody is here. But we sent away, we had the people standing in line, we got your names by our computer. We sent it to the State Controller's Office this afternoon by the time you were waiting in line to come into the show, to see if any of you in our studio audience had anything. So let me read a few and see if you're here and what we found out that is waiting for you at the State Controller's Office. Now, didn't you fill out, didn't you get some names in the audience?
Yeah.
Okay, we sent these in by computer. You can do this immediately.
Yeah.
And they faxed this stuff back to us just like that. Dick Parker. You see? You're from Salem, Oregon, right, Dick? It says your great Aunt Mert left you some rare footage from a one-reel movie she'd made in the 30s called Millie and the Nozzle Salesman.
Could be valuable.
Marla Kurzban? Or Kurzban. Is that right, Marla? You're from East Norwich, New York. They say you got $16.50 from your late great-uncle, the evangelist. It's not left over from his ministry. According to the chart here, it fell out of his pants when they were hanging over the chair at the Motel 6. Look, $16.50. Mark Suchecki?
Yeah.
How are you, Mark?
Oh, just wonderful, Jen.
Mr. Wonderful, huh? She's from Chicago. Says your friend Tony the shark photographer died. The undersea took that. If you go see his widow, she has a partly digested Timex for you. State controllers are not funny. Peggy Irby from Roanoke, Virginia. Peggy is here? All right, your uncle, the lone, your uncle, the lonely inventor, has willed you the patent to something called honeymoon in a tube. We have no idea what that is. Franklin Bond from Lancaster, California. Franklin, apparently you're a veteran. The Army has a $1,500 check for you. It seems they owe you 40 years' worth of royalties for your appearance in an Army training film called Tom, Dick, and Trouble. Remember those? Remember those service training films?
Remember
where they
those?
Scare you to death?
Yeah.
Do you have X-ray eyes?
Yeah.
Ooh. Stephanie King from American Fork, Utah. Stephanie, you're in luck, dear. They're holding a government check for $30,000. It's not from the IRS for the 10 years of tax overpayments. It's from HUD for the 10 minutes of consulting. Michael Korf from Marblehead, Mass. Oh, you have a rich uncle. Did you know that? Nope. Well, you do. According to these people, this is a government agency.
Right.
Your rich uncle, the dyslexic, died. And he left you 801 doubloons. No, I'm sorry, that's snoolbods. Left you 801 snoolbods. No.
Woo.
Jack Gump. Hello, Jack. How are you? From Washington, Pennsylvania. Well, the genealogical, I guess is the correct word, Institute is thrilled that they found you. You're next in line to be the king of a Central American country. They want you down there in Tuesday to pose for the stamps, and they want you to pose for the currency. Then they want to shoot you. Here's an unusual one, very unusual. Edith McCaslin from Lakewood. Where is that? Lakewood, Colorado. Your Uncle Nate the inventor died. You maybe didn't even know that you had the uncle. He's the inventor. He left you the patent and all royalty rights to what he considered his greatest invention. It's a machine to electronically count the creases in a correctly stored fire hose.
Take a sip.
What?
A big one. We don't want to miss the snake.
What do you mean?
A big one to finish. He wants to close with a rock.
Well, sure. He always wants a big
Blockbuster.
He always wants a big close.
Yeah.
Tim McKelly.
Right here.
Columbus, Ohio, right, Tim?
Correct.
You've got a $30 rebate coming back from a woman named Big Thelma. There was a note attached that said, "My mistake, the hot Jell-O wasn't extra after all." Big finish. Go to See, we have to go to a tacky, tasteless one for a big finish. But that's show business. The Helsinki formula. You ever seen it? We'll be right back after this with Jimmy Stewart. Right?